Alright, next, some of us are going to talk about our experiences at the fair this last weekend. I guess I'll go first. So, my fair experience was quite awesome. I'd say we accomplished everything we would want to, pretty successfully. Our goal was to hand out free t-shirts to the community to inform everyone of the quilt bag community, which stands for queer, undecided, intersex, lesbian, transvestite, bisexual, asexual, gay, straight, and single. That's quilt bags. And to end the night, we also handed out tons of reference cards to tune into our show, which was awesome. And I hope some of you guys are tuning in right now. I hope so. And so we also filmed ourselves on the rides with the GoPro, and it was quite fun, if I do say so myself. So you should also check out the YouTube. We might have a YouTube video of that coming up. And yeah, it was quite fun. I mean, that's probably one of the funnest times I've had at the fair, honestly.
Alright, hey guys, John here. My experience at the fair was crazy good. To be honest, it was my first time actually riding rides that were fun. My whole life, I've only gone to the fair once, and I've only rode the Ferris wheel and the Super Slide. I went to many rides like the Gravitron, Tornado, etc. But yeah, the Tornado one made my head spin quite a while because Waylon, he spent it super fast, and it was just yeah. But it was super exciting to go on rides with my friends, and P.S. I did not puke, but yeah.
Alright, and so now we're going to 3005 by Childish Gambino. Hey everybody, so we're going to do half of our shout outs from the fair, and then next week we're going to do the other half and the song requests. So for the two people that I pulled out, there's Aiden Anderson and Sierra the Awesome.
I got Amanda Morrow and Noah Larson with a shout out, I support you.
Alright, mine is shout out to Double X, Nutella.
Alright, and so now we're going to Trumpets by Jason Derulo.
Just like your face is like just bang. Stay there. Whoa, no. I just zoomed in into your face. Should we move this chair? Oh no, never mind. Right good.
So last year, and the Missing Walker entered a mentoring program through the high school, in which we go to local schools and mentor the youth of our community while having fun helping them learn and eating nutritiously. Today we have a guest and a good friend of ours, Walter Campos Sr., here to talk about the program.
First of all, let me say thank you to Youth Unmuted and K-Fug. It's good to be here. Thank you for having me.
No problem. So I did the program last year, but there's been some changes to the program. What's changed?
A few changes this year, starting with our orientation, and but more importantly, the sites that we mentor at. This year it's going to change a little bit. Instead of doing Smith River on Thursdays and Margaret Keating on Wednesdays, we've decided to do Smith River on Wednesday and then do Mary Peacock on Thursdays. So that's the main change this time around.
And last year at orientation, we had quite a bit of people, but as the year went on, we kind of wore a little bit thin. And I feel like that'll happen again this year, but you're also adding a new school, so how do you think we're going to do with people and staff?
Well, we do have more staff. We have 5 staff now versus 2 a couple of years ago. I just came into the program midway last year, so I've only been working with the program for prevention programs for 8 months now. So this time around, we're trying different things as far as recruiting and promoting, just to get the word out. What we hear a lot is that people think it's a great program, but they've never heard of it. And I have to say that I hadn't heard of it until I came to work for prevention programs. So that's something we're trying to change, and this is one of the reasons why I'm here today. Or, I just wanted a shout out, but you guys were gracious enough to allow me to come in. share a little bit of our program, and I appreciate that. So this is one of the ways that we're just trying to get the word out.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great program, and it was an awesome opportunity for all of us to be able to learn how to talk in front of crowds, especially such a low-stress crowd, and just to learn how to teach simple lessons. Like, is there any change to the lesson program this year?
Just trying to give mentors more input. Last year I learned that some would rather act out lessons versus watching a video, which is totally fine as long as you hit all the themes, all the topics that we're trying to cover. So just allowing our mentors more freedom, a lot more creativity. I think it's really important to have them give some input into the program, because it really is theirs. They're the ones that facilitate in the end to the 5th graders. So that's one of the things that I'm excited about, just to see what the creativity of the mentors. As far as the numbers dwindling down, hopefully that won't happen. Usually what works best is word of mouth, and so now we have mentors such as yourself, and I've had other mentors who are recruiting siblings and friends, so I think in that way we're going to help the program grow, and I think that'll take care of some of that. And also, yeah, just giving them more input, that'll make them want to own the program more, so not those that tend to just kind of get bored with it. Hopefully that'll solve some of that.
Yeah, and I know last year,
And things also.
yeah, it was really fun, and I know that Justin is gonna do it this year. You're definitely doing it this year, and I'm gonna try and get John to do it, and maybe my brother, because it's really fun. And I know some people like hear it and they're like, oh, that sounds cool, I guess. Yeah. But once you get into it, and once you establish a relationship with the kids at the schools that you're going to, it becomes really fun, and you can just interact with them like normal people instead of the 5th graders that they are. Like they just become friends to you, and I think that's a really great thing to experience, especially at this age.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah, John, he's someone I've had in mind about approaching, because I've seen him grow up. I know he's a good kid. And so I've seen a lot of the youth around here grow up, just because my sons have been going through school and I've volunteered over the years. So I know who the good kids out there, who they are, and you know, the possibilities and the good things that, you know, await.
All right, going to world news, the Colorado River has recently been flooded with yellow mining water. That's right, for many years now, the Colorado River has been used to throw away toxic metal waste from mining. The EPA says that 1 million gallon of metal waste has been dumped there, but an official meeting recently found out that 3 million waste has been actually dumped there.
The EPA, which stands for Environmental Protection Agency, and they were the ones who cleaned up the river. And you know how they did it? The EPA has been working with the state and the Animas River stakeholder group to clean up miles in the region bit by bit. In this particular case, that meant removing the waste from both the Red and the Bonita and nearby Gold King mines, then diverting the water that was entering those mines, and eventually plugging their openings with concrete bulkheads. They used about $1.5 million to fix this, but at least it's saving our rivers. So here we go. We have Hold Back the Rivers by James Bay.
5 seconds. That's weird. That ending was a little bit weird. Okay, so the other day, there was a massive warehouse chemical explosion in China. The death toll from the fire explosion at the warehouse of hazardous chemicals climbed as the Chinese government sent experts into the still smoldering building that has now killed 50 and injured about 400, and shattering glass on scores of high-rise buildings and causing other extensive damage. As of this morning, an unknown number of people remained unaccounted for in the wreckage. The Tianjin Police Department said in a statement that 32 of them were the injured were in critical condition. Now, they did not issue an official statement of how the explosion was caused or the extensiveness of damage in the surrounding area. Right now it's quarantined from the hazard materials.
And the official Xinhua news agency later reported that 12 firefighters were among the dead. The toll was expected to rise. According to the China Earthquake Administration's official account on Weibo, which is a web messaging network similar to Twitter, the first explosion registered at a magnitude of 2.3, and the second one later was 2.9. And here we are with radioactive light matter dragons.
So the good thing about social media today is that everyone, or most everyone, has smartphones, and everyone's always taking pictures. So if you go on the internet and you look up the chemical explosion in China, because the sad thing about being on radio is we can't show you anything, you'll see about 50 different perspectives of the footage because everyone's eyes were on it, and it was crazy. And you can look at satellite footage, seeing the shock wave just pushing everything out. It's really nuts to watch. And sorry we're not a TV show. I really wish we were. We would do so much cool stuff. And here's Pompeii by Bastille. Hey guys, sorry if those songs are in bad taste. We try to keep it themed. And shout out to Walker True down in Los Angeles. Hope you're having a lot of fun in improv class. Now here's back to Drought Talk.
Alright, it's Vincent here. In Los Angeles, the EPA, we were just talking about them earlier, they ordered a mandated request of the city to cover every reservoir of water with shade bulbs. So what they're doing is dropping like thousands of like mini black balls into the water on the top layer to try to prevent them from evaporating. And I mean, it's an interesting idea. Hopefully it helps. They have been trying it in the past few years in the city, but not like officially. And I think they've been saying it's been helping, so hopefully that'll help Los Angeles in particular because they have a lot of population. And I mean, they need every ounce of water they can get. So.
Yeah, it's very needed right now with the huge drought.
Honestly, and I mean, the black balls though, I was wondering kind of like why black though? Like,
not because of the races. Not like that, but just because
like,
heat it up.
Why? Because like black attracts the heat, so you would think they would want them to be white.
Yeah, like
because white reflects
or even
the sunlight.
Clear.
Something, yeah.
I
something
think clear
like
would be
that.
cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, black doesn't really make sense, but as long as it works, I guess, right?
So, this tactic has been used in large cities for the past years now, and it's been put into massive action by the County of LA. And the tactic prevents the chlorine in the water used to disinfect it from the pathogens from reacting with sunlight to become promate a suspected carcinogen. Right. It also protects water sources from wildfire, and it blocks it from the sun to reduce evaporation.
Yeah, so hopefully those help with the drought, honestly.
Segue.
And we now have Back in Black by AC/DC.
Guys, look at this guy's mic. Look at this guy's mic. Look out the window. Look at the window right now. Paul, out the window.
This song.
Thanks again for tuning into our our third radio show. We're gonna have a lot more after this, so please tune in. I know all of our parents are listening right now, and I know Justin's dad enjoyed hearing the song from his old football games. And it was like, also we have our YouTube channel for some videos of the fair and behind the scenes of our show. And we'll see you guys next week. Now here is one of our featured artists, Samson Updegraff, with his 4th song on his CD. Oh, this one. I want to buy one of those CDs. Because because I just won.
Is this thing on?